When you're working in a collaborative creative field, there is a new set of parameters each time you start a new project.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. And the lesson that I keep learning more and more is that these things are ultimately out of your control. You can set the right conditions. You know, it's that advice that Al Pacino gave Hilary Swank on the set of Insomnia. It was like, have you got any acting advice? And he was like, stay away from craft services, you know. It's true, like we're walking chemistry sets, you know, that sugar rush is not helpful before you're going into a close-up. And it's so much of what we do is about managing this chemistry set, setting the right kind of parameters, you know, tuning up the pinball machine in the right way, and you drop that pinball in, you don't really have any, you can't tell which way it's gonna go, and that's the way it should be. One thing I keep noticing is how the dynamics on and off set end up mirroring each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So me and Jake for Nightcrawler, we come in, get to know each other. You know, it's polite, sweet, you know, he's asking about me, just like he's asking about Rick, for example. Right? You spend like 6 weeks on just night shoots with someone, you can end up snapping at each other.
Yeah, I bet.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's great. And before you know it, it's like, I'm kind of on this kind of like, really kind of like, well, I guess he does take care of me. He's kind of like a big brother and he's a pal. He doesn't mean anything by it. And he's on this kind of like, Riz, I've told you once before, you know, it's like, it's happening. Or with John Turturro, you know, in The Night Of, inevitably this guy starts taking me under his wing, you know, amongst the like madness of a massive film set. I'm used to doing like tiny British indie films. I'm like, shit, like how do I find my space? Like this is how you find, no, he needs some, you know.
Do you think that was conscious on his part?
No, this stuff happens. It always just weirdly ends up happening. And so for me, something that I find really, really important is just trying to fill my head with the thoughts that character might have until hopefully you get to that point where like you're seeing things a little differently.